between our reality and another dimension has been opened by the unstable energies of both. Monsters from another realm can only enter the world through this passage. To stop the monster invasion, a few chosen individuals volunteer to fight and defend the Earth at the rift. To get the full narrative, make sure to stay tuned until the end. Two light beams are produced by a significant explosion at the location of the archaeological excavation. Yifan Lin is found by one of those beams as it moves around. He's about to publish his debut comic book as a creator. Yifan is drawn towards the beam of light that suddenly arrives in his chamber. It turns out that the light beam is a doorway that takes him somewhere else. Yifan is startled to find himself in a different environment and thinks he's hallucinating as a result of his lack of sleep. He examines his new hairstyle and clothing before coming to the absurdly amusing conclusion that he has traveled through time. A 3-star demon Minotaur attacks him shortly after, but he continues to believe he's playing a video game. He's about to be defeated when a warrior named Lu Hong steps in to save him. Yifan flees because he's unaware of what is happening as the warrior fights the Minotaur. The Phantom Sword, though, materializes in his hand. Now that he believes he's the MC who can be one-hit everything, he wants to fight back, inadvertently killing the Minotaur after falling. Yifan awakens in the middle of the street after returning to reality. He sees Jerome, a divine beast that guards the formation, despite the fact that he believes it was all a dream. He brings the beast home, but he doesn't think Jerome is a supernatural animal. According to Jerome, who discloses that he gave her the Excalibur sword, Yifan is the designated one. He can see monsters that pass through the rift and enter a different dimension. He, because of his immense power, must combat the animals that enter the rift. Yifan unknowingly receives a set of regulations from the 1000-Mile Voicer app. Hong learns that Yifan, an unidentified newcomer, killed the Minotaur at another location. Finding the Chosen One, also known as Night Sword, sends the hunter community into a frenzy. As a result of his peculiar attitude towards his new existence, Yifan begins to attract unwanted attention from both his fellow hunters and the public. Because of Yifan's unpredictable behavior, the authorities decide to place him in an asylum. To uncover Yifan's true identity as Night Sword, all hunters are instructed to detain Yifan for breaking the regulations. Yifan is called before the council for breaking the rule. Due to his easygoing demeanor, Yifan draws the attention of 3 hunters when he visits the Skeleton Genie shop. A hunter leads Yifan to the trial of the Swirling Falcon to put his prophetic jade to the test. Yifan tries to flee, but Joe says he's too afraid to go through with the trial. To everyone's surprise, Yifan uses the strength of Excalibur to effectively break the stone. When Yifan drops Excalibur, Director Zane comes out of terror. The missing unique sword was found by Yifan. He thinks the sword is what set off the explosion, but Jerome doubts him. Yifan is about to be slaughtered, but Skeleton Genie saves him. Because Yifan is weak, Jerome is upset after the battle. Yifan makes the decision to give up after his near-death experience, but he changes his mind after seeing that Excalibur has been fixed by green light. In another place, Hang discovers that the antique sword with a green light opened the rift and set off the explosion. He makes the decision to search for the sword and learn the history of Camber. Because he's the chosen one, Yifan is naive enough to think Excalibur is rigged. Hang experiments the following day and learns that his brother caused the explosion. Hang is interested in getting to know Yifan better, since he thinks Yifan is powerful. He urges them to go on a joint hunt for Demon Wind. In his memory, Hang was the warrior who rescued him from the Minotaur. According to Hang, a Demon Wind releases a core stone with tremendous strength when it dies. The news that Hang and Yifan are buddies shocks everyone when Yifan returns to the southern continent. Hang intervenes to stop Yifan from defrauding himself while trying to sell the stone. Hang makes the decision to create a hunger relief organization after being inspired by Yifan's deeds. Hang and Yifan get ready to face the demon head-on. They're attacked by the demon's spirit, who engulfs them in a tornado. Hang chooses to make Yifan his buddy after Yifan vanquishes the demon. Soon after, Yifan begins honing his sword techniques after Hang hands him the Historia book. The revelation that Yifan will be Hang's new comrade shocks the hunter community. Even so, Hang declined to team up with roughly 1,000 hunters. After receiving a request from his editor, Yifan begins creating comic books based on his contacts with the Demon Wind and Hang. The comic book immediately achieved success. Through the gap, a 5-star volcanic Demon Wind arrives. Qin, as the Skeleton Genie, suddenly starts to battle the demon, thwarting Jerome's schemes. But turning on the Yama order, she exterminates the demon. After the battle, Yifan learns that Qin is the Skeletal Genie. She declines his offer for her to join his squad when he makes it. Yifan decides to ask Hang for assistance after she calls him a dog. He follows her to an orphanage home where she plays with the children and connects with them. Once again, approaching, Yifan says that he understands how it feels to be alone and invites her to join his squad. Yifan pursues her on his bike in spite of being turned down numerous times, and he ultimately collides with her. In another location, Hank's brother spots a photo of Qin and Yifan and asks for assistance with Yifan. Then his editor calls and accuses him of plagiarizing. He must choose between confronting the demon and meeting his editor, who wants to remove him. After giving it some thought, he chooses to remain and takes on the 5-star demon win. Tigerhead is shielded from the monster by Yifan, who also orders him to flee. Tigerhead opts to stay and continue the battle nevertheless. After saving Yifan, he eventually flees as the demon charges at them. Yifan confronts the demon head-on but finds it difficult to vanquish the beast. Hang learns that the demon is concealing his real body in another location. Hang acknowledges that he needs a partner in order to win the battle against the evil ones. He's reassured by his butler that Yifan will return to him because he has already bought his flat. All hunters are recruited to help Yifan in battle, while a mystery figure looks on. Tigerhead and Yifan flee, but the enormous demon wind pursues them and traps them. Tigerhead is ready to be killed by the demon, but Qin and Hang save him. Yifan persists despite being hurt and beaten by the demon. He uses all the sword's power to burn down the demon. After learning that he defeated the demon in a single stroke, Yifan thought Qin would join the squad. Because he killed the 5-star demon, he discovers when he checks his messages that he's currently the 49th hunter in each of the 4 zones. He also learns that Qin is ranked 10th overall across all zones. Later one night, Yifan's home is invaded by Hank's brother, who grabs Excalibur. The following day, Tiger warns Yifan to be cautious with his sword because it's cursed. When they encounter Mingshan Park, they learn that Tigerhead is actually a sweet young girl as opposed to what he previously believed. Yifan is informed by Tigerhead, whose real name is Maya, that she has lost her spirit animal Blue. Additionally, she admits that Blue was acquired on the day of the explosion. She learns from Yifan that he discovered Jerome on the same day. Yifan and Maya overhear the lab explode as a black demon emerges from the sword as they're speaking. As Yifan gets ready to battle the demon, he notices that his sword is missing. Along with Maya, he flees from the monster but stops to pick up his sword from the ground and chooses to fight the demon. He's unable to move, so the demon grabs his sword and uses it to strike him dead. She uses all her strength to easily destroy the demon. Soon later, Hang informs his brother that Yifan's sword has replaced the ancient sword of green as its new host, and the black monster was called forth by the ancient sword of green. He's restrained to a bed as she transports him to a psychiatric facility for attempting suicide. According to Maya, Yifan has been researching suicides on the internet. He warns him that if he consumes too much of the 5-dragon pill, he will perish. Yifan declines Yi's plea for her to join his team. Yifan's test results are delivered to Yi, who learns that despite being 20 years old, he has the mental capacity of an 80-year-old man. Yi tells Maya that Yifan has less than a month to live. She begs Qin to join Yifan's team in a message, but Qin doesn't think Yifan would perish. Yifan is about to pass away after expending too much strength fighting the 5-star demon, and Qin admits that the only reason she's here is to save her. In an effort to learn the truth, he is questioned by Hang, Maya, and Qin. Yifan laments his destiny at home, but Jerome mocks him and says it's almost time. And that concludes the show. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting anime content and recaps. See you in the next video.